during the month of May, I am seeing that we're going to begin to see the fruits of our labor that will potentially be our life for the next decade. That's what I am seeing. So welcome everybody to the Luminaries Support You. This is Our Sky, Our Story podcast, and we're going through the whole month of May 2024. So if you are new, my name is Kelita, Sahliah. I'm a mother, a real angel, and I do dabble in crypto. So make sure you check out my Crypto Angles podcast. But over here, we look at the actual visible sky and we interpret our astrology that way because it makes more logical sense. That is where it's happening, not just a circle drawing. So if you are new and you are more associated with Western tropical astrology, do know that these placements will be different because mainstream tropical astrology is not in alignment with what's happening in the sky. So there's more videos down below which will explain that further, but the order of this video, what we're going to do, we're going to look at the numerology of May. We're going to then look at where the luminaries will be positioned at the 1st of May. And these will be our base energies that we're operating through. Then we're going to take a look at the transits to see how that our energies will be shifting, and we'll synchronize it all together. So this is the only video once a month where I synchronize all of the luminaries in alignment with the numerology for the month as well. Whereas my videos every cycle, we just go through the transits. So this is available on YouTube for 48 hours and then Patreon after that. So if you do want to come back and refer to it, or if you've missed it and want to catch up, then join me over on Patreon. It is donation based. So every tier gets the same access. It all depends on what you would like to donate. But let's get into it anyway. The numerology of April. As you can see, we go through 3 numerologies. So you need to breathe in and out with me with this one. So we go over the Gregorian, which is the standard calendar, the false one, should you say. Then we go into the original calendar. For example, May would technically be the 3rd month, not the 5th. And then we also follow the moon cycles as well. So we are on our 2nd moon cycle, but that kicks in on the new moon, which is, I keep going to April, not August, which is the 8th of May. So, yes, let's just put the May picture on there to get a nice look. Let's feel the vibe. So anyway, for those who don't know how to add up numerology, it's pretty simple. You just get the month and the year and you get your number. So starting with the Gregorian, being the 5th month, May plus 224 is giving us 13-4, which is a karmic number. And if you know your personal numbers, pay attention to your own personal numbers when it pops up as well. This is a karmic number for me. I have it in my chart, so that's interesting. But we're getting 13-4. In the original, we're getting 11. And when the new moon kicks in on the 8th of May, we're getting the binary code and 1. And in the last month, April, we had 9 for that one. So it's literally endings, beginnings that's popping up all over the gaff. But let's start off with the energies of this 1, 3 and 4. So behind this 4 energy of the month of May is 1 and 3. So the 4 energy is it's based off of leadership. It's very businessy. You can look at it from the perspective of time as well. Like my mentor gave a good perspective. It's kind of like you can open up a new door into a new reality because you've got this leadership, business skills, this determination to step into a new reality, to alter your time. Which can come with a lot of wealth and things of that nature. So that's interesting. But this leadership, this wealth opportunity comes through the 1 and the 3 energy. So you're getting 1, which is assertive, and we're getting ample 1s. So pay attention to the 1 meaning because it's basically the rest of them. But 1 is masculine in nature. It's assertive and it sets the tone. And that the 1 energy allows other energies to know where it's traveling through. So for example, one is the masculine light that pierces through the darkness. It creates its structure, whether that's up or sideways, whatever. And then we're getting this 3 energy. The 3 energy represents the coil. The 3 is basically the spiral of our existence. So around that support, energy then knows how to travel. Okay, that's how I see it in my neurodivergent brain. That's how I see it. So it's like this leadership skill of this 4 energy, this business knowledge, business wisdom, where if you're in the business category, but ultimately this leadership skill of this is what you're doing. Saturn energy surrounded with 4 as well, so it's discipline, structure, determination, and consistency. And this all comes from this 1 and this 3 energy. You know where you're going, so if you're feeling naturally direction focused, then trust that in the month of May, because you know where you're going, you know where you want to put your light, and then the spiral will go along, and this spiral will amplify. It will amplify because the 3 energy is about creativity. It's literally about creativity and being bold enough to spiral out in your creativity. This could be from even how you communicate. The 3 number is very childlike in nature. You have 1, 2, 3, which is the child, masculine, feminine, child. So it's very childlike, but it's pushing through that idea of, oh, who's looking, or what people may not understand, and just flourishing with your own unique creativity. Confirmation burp. So that's what I'm seeing when it comes to the general month of May. It's like this new way that we're getting a lot of, especially when this one kicks in on the 8th of May. We're getting a double 11 not double 11, we're getting 11, which is a master number. So that's just even more direction on where you're going. And it being a master number and being 11, you're basically walking through the door. You're walking through the door, you're going through it to this new place that you're ready to experience, and because you generally may know the direction you're ready to go in, it can bring about this natural desire to be determined to create leadership in your own life, which will bring and can bring about monetary gain, because 4 is also the money of wealth. It is. So that is what I'm seeing. And as we're getting the binary code too, it's like we're truly entering into new here. We're truly entering into new, but discipline and structure and consistency is going to be needed to develop that. So that's what I'm seeing when it comes to the numerology. Let's jump into how the transits are starting off at the beginning of May. If you did like my numerology, my little drawing, do give you girl a thumbs up, help you girl out, and let's get into it. So coming from my perspective, I see this all as technology, highly advanced technology that we just can't comprehend, and we believe it's just nature, it's natural. But I see it as technology that impact our day-to-day lives, whether subtly or majorly. So ultimately, these are technologies that reside within our bodies through the periodic table of elements. And do stick around, because we will be throughout this year going in depth into all of the luminaries and symbology, linking it to the periodic table as well as gematria, to get a deeper knowing of what they are all about and how they're truly impacting our bodies. Okay, so we're generally operating from these luminaries, the major ones, and we're going to start with the base one here, which is Chiron. As you can see, Chiron it looks like a key. Its element looks like a key. So from my perspective, this Chiron energy is the key to it all. You operating in this Chiron energy, where it is, as well as your own. And I do give personal birth chart readings if anyone is interested in that, but you can check it out for yourself, if you'd like to. But it's a combination of both of them, but collectively for all of the elements, it will be a combination of where your true placement is as well as where it's transiting. So do keep that in mind. But ultimately for the collective, Chiron, the key, is going through this Pisces energy right now. So ultimately, this is a lot about wisdom, knowledge, bringing that out in creative ways. Pisces, being the last zodiac sign, has a connection to all of it. It's being water, it's got that water memory in there as well. And I also do like to say, and keep this in mind for the other elements that are in Pisces as we go through, Pisces being that last sign is like that. It's that rebirth energy. Being within the waters of Pisces allows whatever luminaries transiting through it to reflect on the wisdom you've had as it's passed around a zodiac wheel, as well as attuning yourself to what you're ready to experience once it passes through Pisces, once you're birthed out of the waters and you're going around the zodiac wheel again from that element and aspect of yourself. So this is why the wisdom is necessary. This is why Pisces likes to teach in a creative, unique way about the wisdom and knowledge that they have. They like to teach about it, learn even more, share their knowledge, reflect on what they've learned. So as they're ready to move on, you can attune yourselves, being the water, which is connected to everything and all. You can then attune yourself to what you're ready to experience when it comes to the key to your existence. Now, because this is the key, the way the hologram likes to work is it likes to create illusions to keep you wounded. Is known as the wounded warrior, the wounded soldier. And depending on your point of view, you've been wounded in a past lives or in your early childhood, young adulthood, for simply being yourselves. For being yourselves, you were wounded, which causes you to be a bit more hesitant in this area of this Pisces wisdom. So the wisdom that you know, that is fascinating to you, you've just learned some deep knowledge, deep wisdom. You were possibly wounded in that area, which leaves you a bit more hesitant to operate within that area. However, that is the hologram creating illusions. So if you naturally feel like you want to be creative, if you naturally even feel like you can technically attune yourself to any frequency wave in the waters, then trust yourself and be that, because that is ultimately the key. But the hologram will create illusions. So during the month of May, that is still there. It's a base energy that will be there for quite a long time as we go into, I'm sure, 2026, 2025, 2026. So that is a base energy that's going to be there for a minute. Your wisdom is the key for a lot of the rest of the years. The rest of the next few years is your wisdom. That is the key. We then got our inner child, which is in Aquila. So this is another constellation that we look at, as of course we look at the sky, so we observe much more than the 12 zodiac signs. But if you're not familiar with any of the symbology, it is at the back of the calendar. There's digital and physical copies available, so you can grab that if you would like. So Aquila, our inner child, it basically represents our inner child anyway. And Aquila is an eagle. So Aquila wants to soar, is ready to be in this soaring energy. There is a little transit with child, so we're going to be in this soaring energy for a minute. But our inner child is ready to motherfucking soar. It's ready to soar, and I feel this soaring comes from the key, of course, which is that Pisces wisdom. It's your wisdom and how you want to bring that out is the key to even getting your inner child to soar. But that is the base energy of May. Your inner child still wants to be soaring through the sky. It's ready to get soaring, basically. We then got Fortune. Fortune is in Aquarius. It's not going to be for so long, so it's just starting the month off in this energy. Basically, you operating within what wherever Fortuna is, you will bring about fortune and prosperity your way. And I do like to say, though things, when it comes to energy, though things don't happen just like that instantly, you operating within that energy is creating this momentum for this to then come along. So we were in the energies of the Aquarian energy. If you felt like you were taking time on your own unique idea, what you wanted to give back, being Aquarius, it would have been building up the momentum to bring that prosperity your way. That is transiting quite soon though, so that's all I'll say on that, as it will be moving. We then got Pluto. Pluto is a big luminary and it moves very, very slow, so we'll be operating through the lens of the way we are transforming, because Pluto represents death and transformation. It's the god of the underworld. The way we are transforming now and up until like 2038 to 2040, it's gonna have a little dance before it moves from Capricorn finally into what comes up, Aquarius. Finally. So Pluto isn't in Aquarius now, and that's another difference with mainstream astrology. However, we're operating through this lens of truly transforming when it comes to our long-term goals and solid foundations to create them long-term goals. So that's how we're truly transforming now. We will be transforming and laying down new solid foundations. And if you've just naturally been working on that, naturally just been feeling, this is how I'd like my life to be, and things of that nature, you're transforming through that, and it's beginning. It's already happening. It's already happening. And as I says, this is a long-term one. So this is technically the beginning of the transformation, as Pluto only stayed in Capricorn at the beginning of this year, 2024. So we are in the beginning stages of it, but I generally feel for a lot of people, your foundations are going to shift. And it's going to be a new stable foundation towards the goal you're ready to reach. So we are operating through that energy as well. And of course, within this long-term goal, it's most likely going to have something to do with your wisdom, what you're ready to bring out, because that will be needed potentially to even set up this solid foundation when it comes to the collective, especially if it's something you're ready to share and to give out. And again, this long-term goal, will be part of how you want your inner child to soar through the sky. So that's what I am seeing there. So going on to Neptune now. Neptune is Poseidon's trident. It's a water element, and it's linked a lot to your intuition, deeper spirituality type of vibes, dreams, visions, and things of that nature. Being that water element, being Poseidon's trident with its fork, like, yay, I'm pointing at this. There's a lot of power in this luminary, because this luminary knows the connection to everything. That's why it can often come across as delusional, and it does fuel Pisces as well as Jupiter fuels Pisces. You can see it right here. So we've got Pisces, the zodiac, it's fueled by Neptune as well as Jupiter, and it's a water element. But basically, it needs to be delusional. It's observed as delusional because it knows anything is possible. Just like a tuning fork, you simply just attune yourself to that frequency, and it knows this. So the delusion is necessary. It's just the hologram and the illusion that the hologram creates makes us feel it's not necessary. So with it being in Pisces, I'm generally seeing, when it comes to our dreams, our visions, when it comes to that, we know that it's actually possible. It's in the sign it fuels, so it's amplified here. So I will just say, if you're just naturally feeling you've got this idea, this direction that may not even be understandable to most people, you may even feel it's just out of reach and things of that nature, you are in the waters for you to attune yourself to that frequency, quite literally attune yourself to it. So pay attention to your dreams, pay attention to your visions, pay attention to your waking dream as well. What is the dream you want to live? And attune yourself to that frequency. Okay, attune yourself to it, because on the aspect of us that is deeply connected to the entire hologram, it's in the sign that it fuels that's also deeply connected to absolutely everything. So we're operating, and again, that's going to be there for a little bit, because not a little bit, quite a while, because it is another slower moving luminary. But all this is kind of confirming to me is that we are in the waters to truly attune ourselves to the life we are ready to live. Okay. Yeah. So attune yourself, pay attention to your visions and things of that nature, but definitely attune yourselves to this long-term goal, this foundation, to the wisdom that you're ready to bring out, the confidence to bring that out, so you can truly soar. Okay, then we've got Uranus. So Uranus is known as the father of electricity, and it is in Aries. So Uranus is linked to, I'm sure it's plutonium on the periodic table. So it does have a bit of Pluto energies of death and rebirth. It can be a bit destructive, only because it needs to tear down what's not needed and bring in what is new. So you basically operating within this Aries energy at the beginning of May can bring about this electric change in your life. So you operate in first house. So Aries is about first house. It is about being a fire element. It is about this passion, this new passion, showing this first house, whether that's in what you're doing, your career, your job, your business, any projects, showing that first house, showing your appearance first house, altering it however you wish, can bring about an electric change for you to bring you closer to the path you're ready to be on. So that's what I'm seeing when it comes to Uranus. You operating and continually to show up first house will bring about sudden change. And I feel whatever you're showing up first house, or what you have been showing up first house, this is another transit coming in soon, is most likely to do with whatever wisdom and knowledge you're ready to bring up. And even if you create that in a product, in a business, in your direction, and in your career path, you just showing that first house will bring about that electric change you're ready to experience, to bring you closer to the life you're ready to live. So that's what I'm seeing with Uranus. That is the base energy for the beginning of May. And when it comes to Saturn, we're going to be operating in this one for a minute, for quite some time, but we have been, and we still will be up until 2025. But Saturn is the father of time. So it represents time. It represents the whole hologram that we live in, because that is the dimmest luminary you can see with your visible eye. So in essence, it does represent the entire hologram. And it being the father of time, of course, it covers time. So it covers time. It's what you're spending a lot of time on. And being the father of time, this father needs to see you being disciplined and consistent when it comes to what you're spending a lot of time on. So it's in Aquarius. So Aquarius is this, being an air sign. Aquarius is the water bearer, and he's giving back. So usually these are unique ideas, who you are networking with, who you are socializing with. But coming in after Capricorn, Aquarius, it's only people who you have, or it's only people and things you see will be there for the long term, and that will benefit your solid foundations for your long-term goals. It's only unique ideas and networking, so to say, from a logical perspective. So if it's not logical, you'll easily dismiss that person or idea. But if it is, you'll work on it. But pay attention, what have you been spending a lot of time on when it comes to giving back, like being that water bearer, you're giving back in some way, because we're still going to be operating in these energies for a while into 2025. So whatever you have been working on, your own unique idea, and because Aquarius is fueled by Uranus, technically being disciplined, structured, with your time on this area can bring about that electric change. So this is how they synchronize together. You showing up that you've proved yourself worthy to Saturn, so to say. Not only will Saturn release the grip, because this fuels Aquarius, it can bring about and activate that sudden change that you've probably been waiting for. Like, when is this going to happen? I've been showing up, I've been doing it. But keep going, because your rewards will come in, and I do feel this month we're going to begin to see them. So trust yourself. Moving on to Jupiter. Jupiter is going to be in Taurus. It's going to be in Taurus. Do make sure you check out my Jupiter enters Taurus video if you haven't already. It is available on YouTube, where we go into so much more depth just about Jupiter going into Taurus, because it is a big one. Oh, confirmation burp coming. Oh, pardon me. So Jupiter will be in Taurus at the beginning of May. So Jupiter is known as the luminary of luck. No, it's not known as the luminary of luck. It's often depicted as the luminary of luck, but ultimately it just expands. It's not biased in any way. It's just going to expand you. That's all it's going to do. And it's in Taurus. So Jupiter, for example, will expand you in a good habit or a bad habit. It's not biased, doesn't care. You're just going to be expanded. So that is Jupiter. And with it being in Taurus, we are going to be operating from the lens of being expanded when it comes to the physical reality. So I will say, especially if you've been feeling like trapped, haven't experienced life that much, or especially since 2020, you've had some experiences but not so much, I feel this will be expanded. But do be careful, because it may go either way. We will begin to attract so much more to our toroidal field in May, starting in May. When I say starting, it's already going to be in Taurus the end of April, and that's when it's going to begin. You'll be attracting so much more experiences in your physical reality from this point on, which will become a part of who you are. But check out my other video. We're going to go into so much more detail about that and pull tarot for it as well. So do go and watch that video. Moving on to not Fortuna. What's this? Lilith. Lilith will still be retrograding, and she's retrograding in Scorpio. So Lilith represents, she was Adam's first wife, and then she said fuck this shit, grew her wings and flew away. So it represents an area we are passionate about, but we are suppressed in. Okay, so it is retrograding. So when it comes to this true passion that the hologram is just trying to create illusions to keep you suppressed in that area through anyone or anything, it does the most. We're retrograding. So retrogrades offer a going back, a looking over, crossing the I's, dotting the T's, basically, of things you didn't have the capacity or space on a cellular level to do before. But now we've had the time since it's been retrograding, and we're still going to be in that energy of it retrograding. So when it comes to what we're truly passionate about, we are going back over, and oh my days, I'm going to go, I've just clocked this. I'm going to do a testing the theory of the stars. As I says, this is all a test. We've been bamboozled with mainstream astrology. So we're returning back to the waters above to see how this truly impacts our bodies. And also something amazing coming up soon. We will be having a diary. Okay, it is super massive. I'm working on getting it a little bit smaller, but it will be this size, available on Amazon soon. So we can truly write this down. Okay, so we'll be crossing the I's, dotting the T's when it comes to our passion, and it's amplified because it's in Scorpio, and Scorpio is very passionate. Scorpio is fueled by Mars as well as Pluto, so it can bring about this transformation. And again, I will just show you, so I'm not gassing. So as you can see, we've got Scorpio fueled by Pluto and Mars, and it's a water element. So it's like amplified when it comes to our passion. We are creating that cellular space. We are completing whatever we need to complete during this retrograde when it comes to our passion. That could mean getting rid of some stuff, working on some things, going back to other ideas, sparked ideas, but you didn't have the time to do it when it comes to your passion. So ultimately, when it's time for your passion to move forward, so you can truly break out of that suppression, you would have done the past work that was necessary, even if that's, for example, just filling out a document you forgot to do time ago, or you just didn't have time, and then filling out that document, then moving forward will open up new ways. So that's what retrogrades bring. They're not bad, they give time, which is necessary. And it's a lot to do with what you're truly passionate about, which you may see as a vulnerability, you may see as a form of a vulnerable space, but ultimately that is your strength, okay? What you're vulnerable about is your strength, that passion, that burning passion of that Mars element. What are you passionate about? Because it's only that, once you go after it and break through that suppression, will bring about the transformation necessary. Okay, it will bring about that transformation necessary. And I feel part of that passion, it has something to do with your wisdom. And again, part of that passion may even be something to do with what you've been working on for a long time. This unique idea. And again, that passion is there because you're ready to reach your long-term goals with this passion of Lilith. And you're ready to create that stability and foundation, all coming into our new toroidal field on where we are going to be expanding within the material. So moving on to Mars, this wonderful fiery element, is going to be in Pisces in the beginning of May. So when it comes to our drive and our passion, we will be operating through wanting to even bring even more of this wisdom out. It's going to be that flame within us. This Pisces wisdom. So if you are naturally feeling more creative, if you have that drive to be a bit more creative, bring out your creativity, go with it. Also, when it comes to your drive and your passion, we are in the waters. So a lot of reflection may come up about your drive and your passion in the past, and you're ready to attune yourself to the waters and the waves on how you would like your passion to bring you to carry you through, the way you would like your flame to burn, the desires you truly want. You're reflecting on what you had before, and you're ready to tune yourself to what you're ready to experience. And then going on to Venus, representing all of the physical reality, all of our six senses: sight, taste, touch, hearing, smell, as well as intuition. It represents it's what you find valuable within the material reality, which makes you want to use your six senses to interact with said thing. So it represents the material, and it's in Aries. So when it comes to what we truly find valuable in the material, it's going to be a lot on first house, your appearance, what you look like, how people are seeing you, what you're known for doing. That's going to become quite valuable to you during May. So if you do naturally feel this urge to just exercise more, and gosh, my birthday is coming up in May, I probably do need to exercise a little bit more. But if you feel that need coming up, trust yourself again. Definitely trust yourself, but you're going to find valuable your passion. that is going to be valuable to you as well. Whatever you're passionate about, being the first fire sign, Aries is very passionate, fiery, excited to be like, yes, this is what I want to do. So if you do feel a bit more revived, a bit more just like, yeah, I'm going to do this new burning passionate flame, then trust yourself, because again, this passionate flame and what you want to do and how you want to appear oh, confirmation burp, is coming up as well through your deeper passions, and you're going to begin to show that a bit first house while you're still crossing the I's and dotting the T's. Your passion is going to come out. That's most likely going to have something to do with the key, Chiron, what was a wound, the wisdom that you know, and also what you've been working on, you know, what you've been spending a lot of time on is going to just become first house when it comes to what you find valuable and how you're interacting with it. You may also want to interact with new experiences, what you haven't experienced before. Again, we are attuning ourselves to what we want to experience. We're entering a new toroidal field. So when it comes to literally our senses, we're ready to experience new in the month of May. Moving on to Mercury. Mercury is in Pisces as well. So Mercury representing our energy exchange. Ultimately, it's how we exchange our energy. We'll be operating through this Pisces lens. Again, we have just entered out of a Mercury retrograde, so we've done crossed the I's and dotted the T's, and we're reflecting on how we've exchanged our energy, attuning ourselves to attuning ourselves to new energies on how we want to exchange as the year goes on too. So when it comes to what you're thinking, communicating, even how you exchange your money, there may be a lot of reflection on that and a contemplation on how you would like to exchange your energy going forward. You may get a lot of thoughts about creative ideas on how you're to bring this wisdom out. You may get energy exchange opportunities in order to bring this wisdom, this Pisces wisdom out as well. And again, potentially how you choose to exchange your energy from this point, how you've chosen to continue to exchange your energy as it exits Pisces, I feel is like the precipice, or quite important as to leading up into like the next decade of our life. That's basically what I'm seeing. Then of course we've got the sun. It will be operating through the lens of Aries until it transits in the middle of the month. Our ego is operating through that lens of this newness, this new passion, this a little bit of excitedness of, yes, I'm ready to do this. You may not even have all the wisdom just yet, but you're just like, I want to do this, let me do it. Operating through this lens of, this is who you are, front house. People are seeing that in you, front house. Yeah, so I'm going to say just pay attention to your passions a lot. Do pay attention to your passions, but these are the basis of how we're going to be operating, and we're going to get into the transits. We don't really go into the moon here. Make sure you have checked out the moon video, and by the time you're seeing this, it will only be available on Patreon, I'm sure, but do check it out. Join me over there. Make sure you catch the next one for the 48 hours where we check into the gematria and the periodic table to get a deeper knowing of the full energy moons, the energy of the full moons. Okay, we're going deep over here. We're going deep. So I don't get into the moons too much in this video, but it is starting off on the 1st of May in Capricorn. So again, our emotions are moving us toward this longer term goal and foundations and stability when it comes to what we're ready to experience, attune ourselves to, and our entire wisdom, what we want to express. which is what we are passionate about. So let's get into the transits, and I'm going to cover this up, but as you can probably see, it's buy one get one free. So do grab yourself a calendar, and it's buy one get one free if you get a digital calendar. So you can buy the cheaper calendar, which is the digital, and you can get a physical copy for free. The reason being, it's only available for 20 people, but the reason being is because there's 2 minor mistakes in these physical copies. Is literally just 2 eclipse dates were put on the wrong time. Like, that's it. But it's simple, it's a minor mistake, but the digital copy is fully up to date. It's just that I have some of these left. So if you would like a physical one and the digital, grab the digital, and you just have to pay postage and packaging for the physical, so I can post it to you, and then it's all yours. You can even grab an extra 10% off of the digital calendar with the code LUMIN10. Like, how good can that be? So do treat yourself if you would like, and let's get into the transits. So I just wrote them on to save time. It takes me long to do it, but anyway, these are the transits happening this cycle. So just remember the base energies you're operating through as we enter in. Remember, we are going in, it's this new energy. Discipline and structure is needed, but ultimately it can bring about wealth through the leadership and determination and direction you're ready to go in. So we've got quite big transits happening this cycle. Pluto stations retrograde in Capricorn. So as I mentioned, with retrograde energies, it's crossing the I's and dotting the T's. So Pluto's going to be doing a dance in Capricorn for years, meaning we are going to be moving forward, experiencing new things when it comes to this death and rebirth, this transformation we're ready to have to create our stable foundation. So, basically, as we are moving forward with going towards our long-term goals, creating the foundations in our life, and we're slowly transforming through that, this whole journey, we won't have the capacity all the time. So this retrograde will give us the capacity to fill in the I's, dot in the T's. I said that right. I say it wrong all the time. But you're going to have the capacity, the space and time to do what is necessary to aid your transformation when it comes to setting your foundations. So things you've not had time to do before, but it will be a major part to help transform your life. You'd have the time to do it. Okay, we're entering in that time to build up more momentum, would you say? So when it's time to propel forward, you can actually move forward and experience something new. You'll then experience something new when it comes to your transformation in your solid foundations towards your long-term goals. You'll experience that something new, and then it will retrograde again for you to then create more momentum, fill in the spaces you didn't get to do, get rid of stuff if it's not necessary, include stuff, or go back and bring something in during the retrogrades up until it leaves. It's going to be in here for time. 2040, it's fully out of it, but we've got till 2038 to 2040 of this Capricorn energies, just like heavy into it and then lingering at the end. So this is the beginning of the transformation, and yeah, this is the beginning of it. And I generally feel when it comes to this transformation, as it entered Capricorn the beginning of this year, we were working on some things. What have you been feeling where you would like your long term to be? Are you ready to, what have you been feeling? What have you been doing, working towards it? And of course, because this is the very beginning, just this beginning part, we're having the energy and space and time to go over what was necessary. But that's what I'm seeing for Pluto in Capricorn. We're just building up more for our solid foundation in May. This true transformation. And it can also come with, I feel, when it comes to retrogrades, if you've kind of like not had the time to do it, this could also be experiencing life. You may experience more of life in the retrograde than you do when you're plodding along. So just keep that in mind. But we're getting Fortuna entering Pisces. So it's moving from Aquarius. That's why I didn't speak too much about it, because it's entering into Pisces. So we will be fortunate being in this Pisces energy. We'll be fortunate if we bring out our creativity through the wisdom that we know. And of course, it is the key to it all. And we're tuning ourselves to that anyway. Oh, confirmation burp. Our drive and our passion is in Pisces too. So pay attention to your drive and passion. You just being in that energy will bring fortune and prosperity to you. And again, of course, because it is in the waters, our fortuna element, that thing that brings fortune to us, is in the waters, reflecting on what it has brought you, and it's ready to attune itself to what it wants to then attract to you as it goes to around the zodiac wheel. So do keep that in mind. But being in this Pisces energy is going to bring fortune and prosperity to you. So trust your creativity. That's what I'll say. Mars will be moving. Mars will just be having its Cetus watery dip. So as I said before, our drive and our passion, it's in this Pisces energy of wanting to bring out this wisdom and having a whole rebirth, a re-watery birth of your desires, your drive, and your passion. And what it's doing here, it's having a Cetus watery dip. That's what I like to call it. I'm going to get that on a t-shirt. Cetus watery dip. But Cetus is the element that alchemizes. So in the sky, Cetus sits just below Aries and Pisces. So it's basically like this. You've got Pisces here, the fish. You've got Aries here, and then you've got Cetus, the whale, right underneath. Right underneath. I'm going to leave that there because it looks like Mercury is doing a little Cetus dip as well. But that's essentially it. So the luminaries pass through. It gets like to the cusp. Some of them dip lower into Cetus, and then it comes back out into Pisces, and then out again into Aries. Some don't even go in Pisces and Aries, and it just goes through Cetus. That's why it's a luminary I do like to pay attention to. A constellation, should I say. So if you, round about this time in May, when it comes to what your drive is, what you're passionate about, if you have a lot of self-reflection, that's okay. It's going to be normal. If you really sit there and you alchemize, because Cetus is the alchemization, it goes into the belly of the whale, and then it's spout back up into Pisces, ready to attune itself and then be birthed again. So you may alchemize and reflect back on all of how you've acted, like quite literally how you've acted. And it's from that alchemization you realize what needs to go, what needs to stay, and things of that nature when it comes to your drive and passion and your desires and how you're going at life. So that's what I'm seeing with Mars. When it comes to the sun entering into Taurus, so our ego is moving from this fresh new lens, and it's ready to enjoy the material. Is ready to enjoy the material. So this is why I'm like, we may start to begin to enjoy life a bit more now in the month of May. But our ego is just seeing our senses, and it wants to experience our senses. It wants to enter within a new toroidal field, being Taurus. It wants to enter into a new toroidal field. This toroidal field attracts your experiences to you, and that is the lens our ego will be operating through, of attracting a new experiences to us. Okay? And interacting with them experiences with our senses, whether that's taste, touch, hearing, smelling something, our intuition. We want to interact with it. That's how our ego will be operating through. And then we're getting another retrograde when it comes to our inner child. So our inner child's going to be dancing in Aquila for a minute. It's dancing in Aquila for a minute. And of course, in order for your inner child to grow, we're getting the time now to fill in the I's, dot the T's, fill in the I's and dot the T's for our inner child to truly soar. So of course this will be synchronized with all of the other luminaries whilst it's retrograding, whilst Pluto will be retrograding. Pluto being this one of true transformation within our long-term goals from our solid structures and foundations. This retrograde energy of both of them will help more of your inner child to get ready to truly soar. Okay, so yeah, that's what I'm seeing with child. And then Mercury, our energy exchange, is having its Cetus watery dip. But as you can see, Mercury doesn't pop back up into Pisces. It goes straight into Aries. It goes into Cetus. And instead of popping back up into Pisces, just goes straight and pops up into Aries. Unlike some of them have a Cetus watery dip and go back up into Pisces. They're all different. They do a different dance. But our energy exchange will be alchemizing. Okay? The way we've exchanged our energy, our thought process, how we've spoke to people, communicated, we'll be having this alchemization. So if you are in a lot of thinking energy in the middle of May, that's okay. That is okay. All right. As I said, we've come from the retrograde. So if there is a lot of reflection on your past energetic exchanges, how you've spent your money, how you spoke to people, and the thoughts in your head, alchemize it and process it all, because after that it is getting ready to pop up into Aries on the 19th to exchange your energy in this new way. You've alchemized it all, you're now ready for new. So if you do have new exchanges with people, this could be new people, or it could be new exchanges with current people, past people and things of that nature. But that's what I'm seeing. When the way you choose to exchange your energy, the way your thought process may be in this more excited, childlike manner, this new passionate flame of like, yes, this is what I want to do. So if you generally feel like, if you felt like super sluggish, since this year has started, I do feel it's kind of like slowly like fading a little bit in April, but I feel it will be more lifted up in May. Just less like an overall better morale instead of a depressed one. But that's what I'm seeing with Mercury transiting from Cetus, having its alchemization, to its newness. And again, this newness, this alchemization, and how you are ready to exchange your energy will coincide with Pluto, how you're transforming, and as it's retrograding, you will be exchanging your energy in a certain way. Even when it comes to setting these solid foundations, you having energy to fill in these gaps during this retrograde, which will help aid your transformation. Again, when it comes to your inner child, you are alchemizing, you're stepping into this new energy exchange when it comes to how you want your inner child to soar through the motherfucking sky. And of course, we do have Venus the day before Mercury goes into Aries, transiting from Aries into Pisces. So when it comes to our senses and what we find valuable, again, along with the sun, we're entering into this toroidal field. We may truly experience more of our senses right now, truly experience a bit more of the hologram of life, because that's going to become valuable to you. And again, what you find valuable will be attracted through the toroidal field, our wonderful toroidal field. So we're getting ready to attract new experiences, and as I said, in alignment with Jupiter being in Taurus, getting ready to expand that, I do feel it will be amplified, like more in a wow, I'm getting to experience this now type of vibe. Like I feel life will begin to, I don't know, I generally feel this year will be a good year or a changeable year for the rest of your life. That's kind of what I'm seeing. I do feel that it will just be, even if you're having wonderful experiences, I feel it will be the taste of what is coming. Like this year's setting the present, like the foundation for it all. So yeah, and I feel May is going to be the beginning of that. This new toroidal field that we're getting ready to experience. And this is going to be amplified with Uranus entering in Taurus as well. This video isn't out yet, but it will be, where we will go into even more depths just on this alone, as I've already done with Jupiter going into Taurus. But Uranus, being the father of electricity, moving from Aries into Taurus. And this is what I mean. It's so amplified. And this is why I say this is like the year, the new foundation for it all, because we are beginning to naturally attract new things towards our toroidal field. New experiences coming to us. So simply operating from May onward, simply operating within your senses, experiencing the hologram, interacting with the new things coming into your toroidal field can bring about an electric change. Even if that's like just putting yourself out there and doing it for these newer experiences to come to you. But that's what I'm seeing. Being truly just interacting, using your senses with what you find valuable, you will bring about an electric change from May onward. So I feel it's super important to get in tune with what your own long-term goals are, your own unique idea, the wisdom you're ready to bring out, because that is entering into your new toroidal field as who you are. So definitely get clear on it. Then of course at the end, Mercury's moving from Aries going into Taurus, another toroidal field. So they're all over the gaff. This is why I'm just saying even more. May's coming with some experiences, new opportunities from this point on. From this point on, the way you then exchange your energy has moved from this new freshness, and from this new freshness of how you've shown up, this new passion, new flame, then will create your toroidal field on the experiences that's attracted to you with how you exchange your energy, your thought process, who you communicate with, how you communicate is all entering into a new toroidal field. You would be communicating at the end of this month and exchanging your energy based on what you find valuable within the material reality with your six senses. Okay. So again, the beginning energies set off the tone for the rest of them, especially Taurus, as that is the new toroidal field. All right, so that's basically what I am seeing for the month of May, and how the luminaries are going to support you. And I feel it's so synchronized at this point because of the numerology. We're getting a lot of new one energy. We're going through the door, like I said before. We're entering into a new time based on your masculine discipline and direction, on where you're shining your light with the one energy, and the boldness to be creative and be this spiral, to have that childlike passion and to bring that out. That is what I'm seeing for this month. I'm not usually called to do tarot in these videos, as I do it I do it in my videos on Thursday, but I'm feeling a little called today. So just a quick one. Take a deep breath with me. And exhale. So just a quick one. Tarot, can you come with... that wasn't anything. Let me ask the question. Can you come with the energies of what's happening in the month of May? Just a quick direct message, please, with the numerology being 4, 11, 1. and these retrogrades of Pluto. Thank you if anyone's got this far into the video. Do, of course, if you would like to come back, join me on Patreon. I think this is the clearest message we probably need. I think this is the clearest message we need. I'm not feeling called to do any more. It's not going to be a long reading. We're ready to go on a new journey. We are ready. Look how many toroidal fields, people. How many toroidal fields we're entering. The retrogrades, the one we've just left, and the ones we're entering into. We're ready for a new journey. We are ready for a new journey. We're ready for a new journey. Like 100%. 100. This new journey. If you like this video, give your girl a thumbs up. Thank you if you've reached this far to the end. Do make sure as we go on our new journey, as we enter our new toroidal fields, you grab the calendar. Get the digital copy. You can get the physical for absolutely free with postage and packaging. Just pay that and it's yours. Also get 10% off the digital to make it a little bit less for you if you would like. Do join me on Patreon if you would like to grab a reading or just support by simply liking the video. But thank you for getting this far. Let's have an amazing May. We're seeing the fruits of our labor. We're entering into new toroidal fields that I feel will be impacting for the next 10 years, especially with the bigger luminaries moving. So with that being said, I'll see you for the month of June. Angel out. Bye.